You are live.
Anytime.
Okay, just go ahead and say your name for me for a microphone check.
My name is Jencarlos.
And your last name.
Canela.
And who are you playing?
I'm playing Jesus Christ.
Tell me about that. I mean, when you were first offered the opportunity to play Jesus, what thoughts are going through your mind?
It was, come on, it's a pretty big deal. I definitely appreciate that, but I came to the conclusion, because a lot of people ask me, when the spotlight of the critics come down, they're probably going to come down on you because you're playing Jesus, and I said, I highly doubt that God puts things in your path to see you fail. I believe He puts opportunities in your path to see you succeed. It all depends on how you perceive it and how you embrace it, how you confront it. So the way I decided to do this I wasn't trying to fill Jesus' shoes. No one can fill those shoes. Whoever tries to do that set themselves up for failure. The way I wanted to approach this was as a 13th disciple. I feel Jesus in His time, I feel He wasn't an egocentric type of person to make it all about Him and then these 12 Jews that are just following me around. I wanted to be that 13th disciple, and I told the boys that. I said, we're 13 brothers walking around New Orleans spreading this incredible message, because that's what the lead is. The message is what's important. And this is a message that goes out not to a specific religious group. This goes out to everyone. This is a message about love, about hope, about betrayal, about fear, about acceptance, forgiveness. And I think we can all relate to those things, whether we are from where we are, the color of our skin, the accents of our voice, our language. It's a story that surpasses barriers and cultures.
Did your background prepare you for this at all? I mean, talk about that a little, because you are going to be singing some, you're going to be acting. How did you prepare for this?
Almost, definitely. I mean, all of us in the cast were primarily singers with acting backgrounds. We're going to be singing 90% of the time, I mean, this live aspect to it excites us. We're used to touring and doing the whole concerts for people. You can't remake or recreate that performance, the level of performance that you get from a live audience when you feed off that live audience. You can't remake that studio. So we actually learn this way, and it's more exciting. It's way better. Anything goes. Anything can happen. That excites us just as much as it excites the audience. And in my case, actually, being a singer since the age of 7 actually worked a little bit not in my favor, because this particular role they wanted, which I think was a good call, they didn't want it to be influenced by a specific genre like R&B or soul or pop, because we're talking about Jesus. Everyone needs to relate to, whether you like rock, whether you like R&B, whether you like pop, whether you like reggae, you need to be able to relate to this character, to Jesus. And when he sings, this sound, they want it to be more neutral, more conversational. So as a singer, you actually recur to certain runs or certain trills, or your voice just sits in certain pockets where you're just used to. And I had to relearn how to sing for this role and make it more straight and conversational. But it was a good experience.
What's been the most challenging aspect leading up to Sunday night?
I think when we were going through the rehearsals, just finding that tone and that pocket in the voice where it could just sound warm enough and conversational enough, so that people they're not focusing too much on the runs or anything, or the decorations, vocal decorations. They're focusing more on the message that's being delivered and said. So as a musician, I hear the versions of this, and I'm like, I would do it so much different if I was doing a concert or something. But that was the biggest challenge for me. And then also there's parts where you'll see you start a song, and then halfway through it, the music kind of drops out, and I have to break out into a scene with dialogue where I say dialogue, and then right after the 5 lines that I say, the song picks right back up, and we have to continue to sing. Those moments are very challenging.
Those transitions that you have to do, certainly.
The transitions are very different.
What about, so everyone else is watching, it's all about, the public, Fox, all that stuff. You personally, has this impacted you personally from a spiritual perspective, since it is a spiritual message that's being sent out?
I believe so. I mean, I consider myself to be more spiritual than religious, and God is at the center of my life, everything that I do. I just believe this is a huge wake-up call, especially for my generation. We're a bit disconnected from the word religion, and I think that's not necessarily a bad thing, because I think the word God is way more powerful than the word religion. Religion is man-made. God is and always will be bigger than that word. And this is a story that kind of shows us another way. I remember what I was doing when I got the link to actually the invitation to be a part of something of the passion. And I was flipping through the news stations, and of course the news stations, they do what they always do. They show us that reality, which is a reality, but it's not the reality. It's one reality, which is the bombings, the assassinations, the killings, people dying, and I get why they have to do that, fine. But when going from that version of reality to when I clicked on that link and saw this other option, this other way, the way of peace, the way of hope, I said, guys, we don't have to be mesmerized or give in to this way of life that we see on the newscast and everything. This is the other way, and it's right there. So I love that this version of the passion is showing people that other side, that other way, and that it is another reality that is very real in our life today. So in that way, it had a huge impact.
Great. Thank you so much. I appreciate talking to you.
Thank you.